You know I talk loud.
I know, right?
I've learned. First.
Thank you, Lamonte, for that insight, man. Want to say good afternoon and once again, welcome to the Greg James Community Show. Listen, it's Wake Up Wednesday on one of the hottest talk shows on Hallelujah 95.3. Hey, listen, I want to take a few minutes and give you what I want to call the few minutes of flash before we dive into what I know is going to be an informative, inspirational, and it's going to be a show that's going to really open up your insight on what's going on in the world in which we live concerning our juveniles. And I'm excited about the guests that are joining me. For those of you who are watching us on Facebook, I want you to go ahead on like, tag, and share. Get all of your friends into the broadcast today. And then for those of you who are tuned in by way of YouTube, good afternoon to you. Those of you who are listening to us in your office, in your car, hey, walking, riding, whatever you're doing, you might be on the skateboard, but you're tuned in to what I want to declare, the Wake Up Show. Get everybody in because I'm going to give you a few minutes of flash and then we're going to dive into the show. So listen, we understand that crime is really spiking here in our city and it's in an upward trend. I mean, so much is happening. I always say that we're in an epidemic when it comes to crime. And I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of, I guess our young folk don't know how to do conflict resolution. So they they run to the gun. And just here this morning, I understand 4 a.m. on the south side of town, Keith Street. Bullets, I mean, like Wild Wild West, bullets everywhere, home. What we're going to do, I mean, crime is constantly, here it is in the last 7 days, 2 shootings. We've lost another young life, juvenile. I mean, so crime is on the increase, community. It's time for us to wake up. I mean, I always say this all the time once I get on the air. If we find ourselves in a situation where we have a white officer and it's a black male, then, I mean, the whole community is in uproar. But when it's black on black, it seems as though we are silent. Let's wake up. Next thing I want to tell you that's trending. I understand that there is a new candidate that has jumped into the race for District 5. That's right. Commissioner Diane Williams-Cox has a new opponent, Ms. Shelby Green. Ms. Shelby Green, I understand, is a data engineer. And not only that, but she's a neighborhood advocate. And they say she does advocacy work in the Providence areas, 25-year-olds. I guess it's the year of the millennium that are jumping out of the starting block to take run for office. And it's open for everyone and everybody. But we're going to be talking more with her and we're going to find out what is it. I understand that she was the first to be elected as a soil board member. So we're going to be talking with Miss Shelby. The election field is, I mean, it's getting interesting. And on another note, when we talk about election, my God, what about the Tallahassee Democrat calling for an investigation of the text messages? Let me say that again. What about the Tallahassee Democrat calling for an investigation of the text messages, understanding that a lobbyist and some of our elected officials, commissioners, were texting messages? Oh my God, you see my posts, I'm sure you have, concerning 3 African-American commissioners, one being described as a dumb, what's another jack? Okay, I guess I can't say the real word on the television. But anyway, dumb bastard. I mean, can you believe that? Oh my God. And then Bill Proctor, coward. That's unbelievable. I understand he was the only one who stood up in the commission meeting this week, when there was a proposal for a development. Bill was the only one standing up fighting, saying, no, how can this happen without public engagement? A coward. And then to say we're going to beat Diane, I don't know what that beat means, because I could take it so many ways. But here it is that we are hearing this, and it's very disturbing because, you know, they are elected officials serving with other elected officials, and to hear what is being said through investigation of text messages. I'm gonna have to call my good friend, Attorney Wataki Agbar, NAACP, to find out how do we address this. I mean, so we're gonna have to look into that. Well, on another note, hey, I'm just a few minutes of flash. On another note, I want to recognize as a hero for Women's History Month. She is an amazing young lady. And to see her rise so much in the ranks within the city of Tallahassee, to be in a position as the deputy city manager, I want to really take this moment to applaud Deputy City Manager Cynthia Barber for all the services that she has provided over the many, many, many years in our city, homegrown, and to see her rise to the ranks of having one of the responsibilities of being over our police department, our fire department. And I mean, to be able to be in a position to whereby she understands the community and she's able to work hand in hand with law enforcement in our community. We applaud her for this month of Women's History. And on my final note, oh my God, I know I'm really gonna catch it. But pastors, we gotta wake up. Not only must we wake up, but we got to get involved. And you cannot allow yourselves to declare that you're involved when your presence is not present. And then for those who are present, you cannot continue to say they want to be seen when they are trying to do a work that needs to be seen. So let's wake up. That's my few minutes of flash. Let this song bless you, and I'll be right back to talk to two powerful voices that's going to help us understand what's going on in the world of our juveniles. Keep it locked right here, 95.3 FM. It's the Greg James Community Show. It's time to wake up. Here you go.
It's time to wake up.
Yeah. So Facebook family, go ahead on tag, share. Listen, I'm glad to have all of y'all tuned in. Dixon, all right, bless you. Pat, bless you. Lorena, Lamonte. Hey, Lamonte, listen, we get ready to talk about what I feel like is so important in our community. That's our juveniles. And I'm here with Christian Minor and Carrie Boyd. So we're going to dive into this. Hallelujah. Okay, tag, share. Let's get everybody engaged. Hallelujah. Let's get everybody engaged in this process. Let's get everybody engaged. Let's get everybody engaged. So, Christian, are you from this area, or?
I am originally from Virginia, but grew up in Brevard County, Florida.
Okay. Great.
I've been in Tallahassee, gosh, off and on the better part of about 15 years now. Though.
Okay, great.
He's a native.
He's a native.
I came here for college and never left.
Okay.
And it happens like this.
It's a great town.
Yeah.
It is. Despite the many problems.
And so, Carrie, I saw the preview. You know, it's definitely interesting in other perspectives. Hey, man, listen, Lamonte, absolutely. And if you want to give us a call, I mean, you know, we're open. I mean, I know you got a lot of perspectives on the juvenile justice work and what's happening in our community. So we're going to dive into the conversation, and we're open. I'm going to open up the phone line. So if you want to call and have a word, we'll welcome you to that. Want to say good afternoon, and we're back on the Greg James Community Show. And listen, I'm excited about the guests that I have joining us today. And the reason I'm excited about it is because we have two powerful voices that are heard throughout the state and even the nation when it comes to the work that they're doing and the population that they're serving. And I feel like one of the things that I know from a biblical standpoint is that if we don't train the children in the way that they should go, then they're going to err. And if they err, that means they're going to build more jails than prisons. They're going to build more jails than schools. And if they build more jails than schools, then they're going to have more graves. Why? Because of the fact that crime is going to be, as we can see it, continuing to escalate. Joining me is a young lady who strolls through the corridors of the Capitol. And when she's strolling, you better make sure that you're fully armed, because she's coming, because she's fighting a fight to ensure that justice and juveniles are given a right and an opportunity to not only re-enter our communities, but to have everything they need to be successful. I want to say good afternoon, Carrie Boyd. How are you?
Good afternoon, Pastor. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me today, and my friend Christian.
Absolutely. Now tell us a little bit about you. You are the executive director of the Legal Aid Foundation.
I am. So I'm with LAF, and I've been there about 6 months now. 5 months. Time goes so fast. I'm an attorney by trade, and I've been an elected prosecutor. I've served in private practice. I'm on any number of boards. I'm currently the chair of the Commission on the Status of Women and Girls and some other boards in our community. And this issue of juvenile justice is personal to me. As a former prosecutor, we see the cycle of recidivism starting in youth development and on to adulthood. And what we're doing isn't working. So we have to come up with different strategies and solutions. And on a personal note too, my own daughter is 8 and she is really struggling with behaviors that will land her in juvenile justice systems if we don't intervene even more. And I know this is a problem that many families are grappling with. And even with all of my own access to resources, this problem is very severe and it is profound in this state. And so I'm really looking forward to this discussion.
Wow. Well, listen, I'm glad to have you. And one of the things that I know, and Christian, I'm coming to you, but one of the things that I know that when the work becomes personal, it's not even work anymore. It's
Right.
Ministry, because ministry is like meeting the needs of people.
Right.
And your energy becomes so engaged in what you're doing until 8 hours is not the regular work hours. It goes on and beyond. So thank you so much.
Yes.
Christian, man, I'm glad to have you. We had an opportunity to talk a little bit on the outside, but Christian, tell us a little bit about you. And you're the executive director of Juvenile Justice Association, isn't that right?
Absolutely, Greg.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for having me on today. Christian Miner, Executive Director of the Florida Juvenile Justice Association. When DJJ was created, about 30 years ago as an agency, our association was created in conjunction with it. We have a really great partnership here in the state of Florida. The DJJ system in Florida is unique. It's the largest system in the United States of America, and it actually serves as a model to a lot of the rest of the juvenile justice systems around the country.
So DJJ for the state of Florida is the largest DJJ in America.
Yep, absolutely.
Wow.
And we have a unique system, Greg, in that when it was set up, it was a partnership between state and the private DJJ providers. Now, privatization, no, it was set up as a partnership. About 70% of DJJ consists